Welcome to the Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To order Brant's latest book, Life is Hard, God is Good, Let's Dance, or to find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.
Hollywood is looking for your dog, apparently. They want somebody to star in Air Bud Returns. It's about a dog who plays basketball.
Oh.
And they're looking for the star, and it needs to be a golden retriever.
Uh-oh.
And so I went to the application, because I'm like, I'll sign Cozy up for this.
Are they looking, I don't mean to be gender biased, but were they looking for?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, okay.
I don't know. I just looked, they asked for a video of what your dog does best.
Okay. And
That's
what is
when
Cozy's claim to fame?
Shedding. It's so I don't think that's what they're looking for. So I just closed the thing. I was like, I don't think they want that. Genuinely, I don't feel up to this job. That may be like you too in your job or field or whatever. I have, though, seen where God has used what we do here beyond what I could have charted. But each day I'm like, God, help me, because I need to know what to say. I want to encourage people at a deep level, but I don't have anything today. And then he has helped over and over. He has helped. So there's something good. All this to say, if you're at a point where you feel like, I don't know if I can do this, that's not a terrible place to be, right? Like Sherry will do this too. She'll commit to stuff that she knows is good, but she's like, how in the world if this is going to happen? And then it works out awesome. Yeah. But that gives God a space where you go, you know what? He did that. Thought we would do some back to school reminders about school anxiety. This could be for teachers, not just students.
True.
Just some reminders of stuff we talk about on the show, but it's always good to hear in season, like at the right time. One way to not be anxious is to outsource your worry to God. Give it to Him. Cast your cares on Him. You can actually do this, and it actually works. You say to Him, I cannot handle this. I imagine some things popping into my mind, and I think about an office atmosphere where somebody's dropping off a letter or an envelope, and it's glowing, and they put it on my desk. I'm like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
This thing's radioactive. Call the radioactivity department, and somebody comes and gets it. It's got a suit on or whatever. Like, that's not my I am not touching that thing. Yeah. And I feel like there's some thoughts, some directions I can go in my head. I'm like, no. God can handle that. I can't handle it. He can't. This is very practical to just hand it to Him. So you have to take care of this. So another thing here about how if you put away anger, it actually helps you look younger.
Ooh.
Reading here, chronically elevated cortisol levels, a stress hormone, can lead to collagen breakdown. You don't want that. Causing wrinkles and sagging skin.
It's already happening on its own. You don't need to add to it at all.
It also contributes to oxidative stress, damaging cells and speeding up the aging process, and can trigger inflammation, which is linked to age-related diseases. Everything Jesus tells us is because He made us. He knows what's good for us. He's not telling us, it's not a guilt trip. Hey, you're not forgiving enough people. Feel guilty about it. No, He's telling us how to live. We should learn from Him how to live. So back to school time, honestly, can be kind of stressful for people, not just the students, but for teachers and administrators as well. I just thought we'd do some reminders today to talk about back to school anxiety.
Yeah.
And by the way, one reminder, when Jesus told us we don't need to be anxious, He's being realistic. He's not saying this isn't possible. We can become less anxious sorts of people, and one way that we can do that, we talked about outsourcing your worries. We already talked about that. Turn your thoughts to gratitude. You may have already known that, but it's good for somebody else to say it. And I forget this, and I even talk about this quite a bit. It's like, I have to turn my thoughts to gratitude. What am I grateful for? What opportunities do I have that I'm so thankful for? Whatever it is I'm anxious, you go to God with that stuff, you give it to Him, but then turn your thoughts to gratitude. This is a great way to live a less anxious life. Okay, here we go. I'm one of those shock jocks that you hear about, and I will shock you with interesting information. It's just so, like, wait, what? That kind of information.
Sure, yeah.
So be prepared. I'm going to do this shock jock thing. This is why I get called a shock jock and bring this.
I don't know that anyone's Well, go ahead.
That's shocking. This is also shocking. Hang on.
Yes.
The brain, this is a fact, cannot feel pain.
Huh.
The brain processes pain signals from the rest of the body, but doesn't have pain receptors itself. I did not know that.
You know what?
It's kind of shocking.
That is shocking, and that is interesting.
It shocks me because I hear a lot of people, I'm sure you do too, but they say to me, look, my brain hurts. And it can't hurt. According to the data, that's what I'm going to tell them now.
That's in an effort to stop you from continuing to talk. Is that why they do that?
Oh, I think you're right. Uh-oh. Anywho, it can't feel pain. Hey, this is Brant. We've all heard of win-win scenarios. This is like win-win, win-win-win. Check this out. Right now, you can seriously grow your savings. America's Christian Credit Union is offering the best 12-month certificate rate in the nation. It's a limited time thing, but you want to get on this 4.75%, which is outstanding. And you can get started with as little as $1,000. It's called a term share certificate, which is like a CD, but again, the win-win thing. It has a mission too. Your money stays safe, earns interest, and supports great things too. That's what America's Christian Credit Union does. It helps with Christian schools, missions work, funding adoptions, some awesome stuff. But you want to lock in this rate right now before it drops, 4.75%. Here's how to jump on it. Go to americaschristiancu.com/Brant. America's Christian Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Go to americaschristiancu.com/BRANT.
We're talking about Substack and how I'm like, yes, and then yes, and then yes. And I'm like, hold up, slow down here.
I can't subscribe to all of you.
But there was one, I'm going to try to break it down, but man, I got it. I don't even know if I subscribe to this person because sometimes they'll send you things based on what you're already subscribing to. I don't think it was, no, I know it wasn't because they didn't mention anything faith-based, but the writer was talking about not the games we play, but who we are based on what people need from us. And the masks we wear based on that, so that you like me this kind of way, or you like me doing this kind of thing, so I do that.
The Gerwinder?
I don't know, Brant Hansen. Why did you?
I don't know. He's really interesting. He's a... Yeah.
I felt like it was a female.
Maybe it was.
It could have been. It could have been.
Right.
It was a very bracing Substack. I ended up sending it to a friend, and it was this is why I know it wasn't faith-based, because it was that thing where, you're doing all of these things for these people. You're being all of these things for these people. And then if you change a little bit, then all of a sudden it's one of those things, right? You're all these things to all of these people, but who knows the real you? Who accepts the real you as you, right? And I'm reading it, and it all rang true to me, right? And I think there's a lot of talk of this on social media, and in these, it's almost its own genre. Like, you're doing all these things, but you who accepts you as really you? And I read it, and I got done. I said, yes, I do all the things that Substack person said. But I think everybody does that. We're all negotiating ourselves in spaces. You know what I mean? Where can I be fully, authentically who I am? And then I started thinking about scripture and thinking about that this is who he asked me to be. This is who he tells me, bring all of that to me. And if I do that, I'm telling you, I was reading this, guys, at whatever time in the morning, I couldn't sleep. If I do that, then it stops me, it should, from resenting people for not taking the authentic me, or I have to be this around you, or be that around this person, or be that. It allows me to go, what the Bible calls in Hebrews, boldly into the throne. I can go to him because he takes that full, authentic me.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
He loves that full, authentic me, as messy as it can be. He's changing it. He's committed to the process of it, but he loves the 100% me. That is too much. I believe this. For me to say to Brant Hansen, you got to take this whole Sherry. No, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, that's nobody's.
I'm sorry.
And honestly, most people don't know who they are.
No, that's a great point,
no
too.
clue.
That's a great point, too. Something can come along. Someone brought something up to me the other day, and I felt myself. I told my brother, I went so off that I surprised myself, and it was my mother, and surprised her, too, just by what she brought up to me. And we both were like, whoa, that was a marked response. Well, I wasn't expecting it either. So my point is, in this whole genre of who's accepted me, mom always playing the part for somebody and all, if I can accept the true love of God for my true self, the parts I don't even know, but he already does and died for me and loves me and wants to partner with me, all the things we talk about here, it frees me to be a blessing to other people. It frees me from being needy.
Yeah, you don't need their approval.
I don't need your approval. I don't need you to, do you understand who I am and what it's nice to have that. I have relationships, I have friendships, I have all those things. But if I'm requiring you to give me what God says he already does, we're going to have a problem. Yeah, I am going to be needy.
I think it's interesting too. Like if I act a certain way around this other person, that tells me something about who I am.
What do you mean?
Just if I really want to honestly know who I am, rather than just putting it in complimentary terms and thinking the best of myself and how wonderful I am.
And nobody wants to take
I'm somebody apparently who will change his personality to make this person happy because I want this person's approval.
That's right.
That tells me something about me.
It does.
Like, why would I be constantly a different person in my core? And I may laugh about different stuff with different people. This is empathy.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. I don't want to be different.
Well, me either.
Substantively.
No, I in fact, someone asked me, they were talking about comedy, and I was on a podcast. It was a great podcast, by the way. But he asked me, how much of you is on stage, or how much of what you want to say could you do in front of your audience? And I said, all of it. Like that is my ultimate goal, is to be the same person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, am I a little more ebonically friendly around some friends than others? Sure, we have that colloquialism with each other or whatever. But the core of who I am, I want to be the same.
Yeah, right.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I think this was talking about people needing you, what you provide for people as a person. And then you kind of go into that groove of being that for that person, but then who is that for you? It's a very familiar genre of, almost, gosh, I don't want to impugn it, because if people feel this way, I don't want to say that you shouldn't. That kind of, I'm doing for everybody, but who does
Absolutely.
for me?
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I give and I give and I give. No, it's true.
I didn't want to do it now.
What about me? Self-care. No, that's very common.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is it came to me that, you know what? He wants it all. He wants it all. Not, all right, I'll take it all. He wants it all. He knows it all. If I can accept it and breathe it in. It's all the things we talk about, all the themes that we talk about. If I can breathe it in more and more and more, it's never enough to breathe that in. It lets me be. What did you talk about? When my cup runneth over. Yeah. You get then what's running out. You can have that. I don't need it.
Constantly being refilled.
Yeah.
So.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense in this way. Like, I don't think I really know. I think we're so full of biases, and we are blind to certain things that it helps to be in relationship, and the sum total of our different relationships dynamically affect who we are. Yeah. Like to say, I'm not that person. Well, you just did that thing. Yeah. That wasn't me. It was you. It was somebody who looked exactly like you.
That we think it was.
Right. But those sorts of things in our language give away, like, I've got a better opinion of myself than my actual behavior.
Yes, great point.
But God knows who we are. Yeah. So the great freeing thing where you can come boldly before him or talk honestly, finally, is he knows who you are, and he loves you more than you do. He wants to be with you. That's the most shocking thing. Like, he knows every dirty thought you've ever had, every selfish thought, better than you do. And he has a higher regard
for you than you can have for yourself, because you don't even know yourself.
You don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you're made in his image. We haven't even fully unpacked what that really means, how glorious that is, how marvelous beyond anything we can get our heads around. It's too much for us to even, but we can rest knowing he actually likes me.
Yeah.
Actually wants to be with me. Whatever you think, whatever I think.
Yeah.
But the idea that, like, the real me, I know the real me. I don't.
That's it. That's what I mean. I think that's the drive behind it, and it's so when I say self-centered. Again, if this is an area where you are or you're thinking, I'm not impugning you. I'm saying it's all of us, right? It's that self-centered, like me thing. But if I can bring me to him and know all the things you just said, that frees me.
Yeah, frees you from all the other stuff. You can start to live with more integrity.
Yes.
Because I don't have to have everybody's approval. I can let my yes be yes. It's just what we were talking about lying.
Right.
Like, I don't need to get up and act like I'm somebody I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the temptation, though, in church world. If you're in any kind of leadership thing or on stage, it's like, especially when you're younger, it's like, I need to present this thing. You wind up saying religious things that you're like, you don't really live that out. Like,
Yeah.
but what you can do when you don't need everybody's approval is you can say, here's what I'm learning. Mm-hmm. I had to make a note for this book I need to write real soon. That it needs to be
Thoughts and prayers, Brant.
Oh,
Thoughts and
kidding,
prayers.
no kidding. It needs to be, here's what I'm learning. That's got to be the tone.
Yeah.
I cannot do because it's true. I don't have all this down, but I'm learning this is good, this is good, this is good. So, but I do think, yes, it frees us to have the integrity to admit that we actually don't know who we are, except that our identity is I'm loved by God somehow.
And stop expecting it from everybody. And if we can get to the point where we're not expecting this full-on acceptance or whatever that is from everybody, then it just opens up the relationship to be a lot more fruitful, and I can be a blessing without expecting a blessing, because I already received my blessing.
Yeah. So the refilling the cup thing, who was telling us?
I thought it was you.
Well,
Somebody else told
I
you.
don't know.
And you
Maybe me, but refilling, like, that's what a royal, like somebody who's invited into a royal space, they would make sure that you sit next to the king or whatever, and if they didn't like you, here's your cup of wine, and when you're done, you're done.
Okay.
But you could get refills if they value you a lot.
Yeah.
Like every time you turn around, it's up to the rim. Every time you turn around, it's 5-star. So
Okay, I don't remember that. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. My cup
yeah.
runs over, like so much wine, like I can't take it. Like every time I take a drink, it's right back up to the, like, that's how well regarded I am.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is.
Yeah, so I think I don't think we know who we are. I'm amused by the number of times people make statements about themselves, and I'm like, nah, that's not you. And but they're like, no, you know me. If I said, I'm just, a wild and crazy guy, I just like having a good time, I don't really care about anything. Like, you'd be like,
I'd be
no.
like, who, when?
No.
Well, you know what, when did
I don't remember a single circumstance.
You swinging from the chandelier.
Yeah, just being crazy.
But that's the beauty of that's the beauty of relationship. Because I think that whole me, self, whatever, it ultimately can lead to isolation, because nobody's accepting who I really am. Whereas being with people kind of exposes.
It does. If you're isolated by yourself on a desert island, you won't know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, not to bring up this book again, but the matter with things, but it's all like biologically, everything is so dynamically involved with each other, even at the smallest level.
Yeah.
That you take out the in-betweenness, the relationships of the things, you've got nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even at the smallest level, it's about relationships. So the idea that I am this independent thing that exists, and then, I'll act this way, but that's not me. Like, it's actually the relational thing is a large part of who we actually are.
It is. Weren't you talking about whenever, was it C.S. Lewis and Tolkien and who else was?
Yeah, Charles Williams.
Yeah, but then when one of them passed away, they felt like they knew less of the person who was sitting in front of them.
That's what Lewis said. He's like, not only do I miss Charles Williams after he died, but I miss Ronald, J.R.R. Tolkien. the way Ronald was around him.
Yeah, which was a different.
Yeah, because Charles brought this out of him.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's so true. There's things that are funny to me. I can look at something, it's not funny until I put it in the space of, I'm going to show this to Sherry.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, this is funny.
Right.
Or I put it in the space of my brother. Oh, it's like, there's certain people, I'm like, okay. But if I'm sitting with somebody else, which I did the other day.
What?
I showed a mutual friend the video thing I put together, which is total insanity. It's just complete random stuff, like out of my head.
It was the beauty. It was just such a beautiful randomness.
So I sent it to Sherry, and I knew that you would laugh, and you did. And like, we watched this over and over and over, and the whole thing's like less than a minute long.
Yes.
And I showed it to a mutual friend, a good friend of mine, the other day, and he was just like, "What in the world?" And I was like, "What did I? Why did I knew better." And he's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, sure.
It's just different.
Because I watched
Like,
it.
what?
And then my niece, who I'm handcrafting that sense of humor to make sure it fits where we need it to fit.
Yes.
So and we watched it over and over, and like that is one of the funniest things ever. But you're right, it is relationship, and I think if we think negatively of people always taking from us, and I know that those negative relationships can happen, but if we think about all the that everyone's just kind of sapping the real us away, and we can't ever be ourselves, because then it takes the beauty out of actually relating with each other.
I'm a generous person. Yeah. Are you?
Right.
Let me look at your. Can I look at your bank statement? I mean, like what we say we believe and what we believe are often very different things.
And conversely, there are times you cannot be okay. There are times where I think I am something maybe negative, or someone has said something negative about me or sees me in a certain light. And just living with my mother, where she'd be like, "What? That's not you."
Right. That's so good. That's so
good
to have that.
But
absolutely.
What was wrong? Well, no, that's not you at all.
Okay, so that's again spending time with God, who we believe is actually alive and actually wants to communicate with us and hear from us. That's the stuff that I think he's saying.
Yes, Brant.
No, you're not worthless.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
that's right.
I want you to reign with me.
That's right.
That's your trajectory.
Yeah. And when you have that, I don't need.
Right.
I don't need a bunch of affirmation from other people, and I'm free to affirm and encourage people because I've received that from him already.
Right. So yeah, that's cool. The Substack thing.
I know.
Each individual writer, you got to subscribe.
I know, and it's getting out of control.
I'm really wonderful about reading up until the paywall.
I am
like sometimes I'll use a half. I read an article from Mary Harrington a couple days ago. Brilliant article about motherhood and why it's denigrated. And she talks about how our culture thinks autonomy is the most important thing, and as a mother, you lose your autonomy.
Yeah.
Like, so it's anathema to our culture. Like, this is why it cannot be tolerated. But she's this British lady. I'd love to subscribe, but the point is, she wrote a great essay before it hit the paywall. I'm like, well, thank you very much. I'll take it. I'm not subscribing. I love you.
I will fill up with this, and I will move on from this station.
Take what you have given.
These crumbs.
I'm not going to ask for more. I can't be subscribing to everybody who's awesome, because you're awesome. Another one I would say to follow, if you don't, is at Freya India.
Okay.
Freya India. She's the one that just wrote a piece about how we don't have personalities anymore. We just have diagnoses.
I think that I may have seen that.
Yeah, she's a brilliant writer. She's British, so thoughtful. And I think she's a believer.
Okay.
Even though she's British. And that is really an accomplishment.
Oh,
that's just for our British fans.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, so, yeah, thanks. Thanks for listening to whatever this was. People are arguing online about what's the worst song ever.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that argument. Okay.
Yeah. There's some familiar names in here. Maroon 5, Train.
I don't know
just
that
some bands.
Okay.
No. Ed Sheeran's on there.
I see.
But whatever. We know what the worst song is.
We do?
Yes. We know it's Baby Shark. We don't have to debate it.
Oh, my goodness. Why would you say that? I thought you were going to say Lamb Chop, the song that never ends.
No, that's a good one.
Okay.
No.
You think Baby Shark is worse than that?
I'm convinced that Baby Shark, I think a lot of people agree with this, wasn't written and then recorded. It was, it was like designed in a lab and then deployed.
Okay.
I have a lab leak theory about Baby Shark.
The Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.